Okay, now I want to show you what's called the Bleeding Crow, and we use a website, AirCrow.com, AIRCROW.com, or Deadcoy, DEADCOY.com. And I want to show you this Bleeding Crow. It's going to come in a package. I took the label off. It has some good information on the label about how this works, and I'll explain some of it to you today. But you take it out of the package. It's only going to be two parts, and this is usually attached. It's a swivel and a string, and I'll show you why we have that. It's basically a crow type decoy, and we're going to take the wings, put it in the back first, generally is the way I do it, and I hit it like that and it pops it on. Sometimes when I use them, I put a little screw right there in the back of it, just in case the wind was to take it and pop it off, because after you go on and off a few times, if you're portable with them, like sometimes I am, it'll get a little bit weak on you, but if you have the screw in there, it'll stay. So you'll notice on here, there's some red marks. It's kind of simulating blood, and you can add some more blood to it if you want to. It won't hurt anything. There is a swivel here, because we're going to hang him upside down. And there's a couple of holes there where the swivel goes through. There's a couple more holes back in the back, and he's going to hang a little bit more like this. If you use the back hole, there's also a couple little eyelets on this side where he would hang like this or like this. Any of those will work. Perhaps the most preferred way, though, is a belly up approach. Now, the way that this works to deter crows, they are extremely intelligent. If you've ever worked around where there's a lot of birds of different kind, crows are probably one of the most intelligent birds there is. They have a language all of their own. They can communicate very well with each other. I've tried to study their language, and some of it I know and some of it I'm still learning. But one thing I do know is a crow is afraid of a dead crow. The best decoy for a crow, or best deterrent for a crow, is a decoy crow that appears to be dead. When they sense danger, they don't want to take the chance. They're very intelligent. Old timers back when I was a kid had to fight coyotes a lot, and in their fields and from their crops and their animals and things like that. And what they would do would be kill a coyote or two and hang him up on the fence. And coyotes are very intelligent also, and when they see a dead coyote, they usually scram. A hog is very intelligent. Same thing works for hog. Not all animals are like that. A deer, for example, you can kill a deer, and if he's dead, another deer walk right over him, and it doesn't seem to bother him many times. And this doesn't work on other birds. It works on crows, because they're scared of, perhaps if you use other dead birds, maybe they would sense the danger, but when they see one of their own kind that's dead, they get nervous. So what you're going to do is, you don't want to overdo it, but hang it to where sometimes you want one to swivel like this. You see if there's a little wind blowing, he looks like maybe there's a little bit of life left in him and he's flopping around. In mine, what I do to make him even look more natural, I took some scissors. I wish I'd have brought it with me today, but I don't have it. Just take some scissors and cut into these veins right here. And I just twisted them and bent them like, you know, he's been shot, and the feathers are kind of broken. And one of them, I even cut it all the way to that joint. If you've ever duck hunted a lot, many times you shoot and you break that joint right there, and the wing just kind of flops around. So if you do that, just let that wing kind of hang down, and it looks more like it's been beat up more. So it's not necessary, but anything you can do to help fool them is better. One decoy will work, but the more decoys, the better. And so if you got an area that's, let's just say, for example, a lot of people use these around deer feeders. Again, anytime you're feeding something, it's a little bit harder to deter them, because they're after that food, and they'll sit around and study it a little bit more. But I've had great success around deer feeders, but you may need more than one. And so, anyway, if you will take these and place them, there's several ways. Let's just start with the basic way, in that you can lay them down. And I've done this many times when I go deer hunting. I like to throw corn, and I throw it on a road, and many times before I get hardly in the blind, before the deer can come and eat the corn, the crows come and they eat all my corn. So I found a way to stop that. I'll take several of these where I throw in the corn, lay them out where they're very visible. I'll even stack them. You know how when hunters hunt, many times they'll kill ducks and just stack them up. Well, guess what? The crows look like, ooh, they've been shot and they're stacking them up, and I'm going to be next. So I leave them out where they can see it, and many times, if you try this, you'll see what I'm talking about, because it works like every time. One crow will be flying by, and he's cawing, he's flying by, and he sees this, and boy, immediately he turns on a dime, and then he lets out some other kind of cry, you know. Well, when he does, it like alarms all the crows in the air. They start talking to each other. And I've got some videos you will see on the website. I got many videos, but I shared some of them with you on the website. And what you'll see is one or two will find it, and when they do this chant that they've got going on, I mean, they'll come from everywhere. You may start with 2 or 3 and end up with 20 around there, and they'll fly over them and squawk and fly up in the tree and hover over them and look, and they're all talking to each other. And then after a while, one of them will let out this eerie, quivering kind of sound, and they know what it means. And I think I've learned too, get out of here. And so they'll all fly off together. And once one leaves, they just like all fly off. So the best thing you can do is to put it in very visible, move it from one place to another if you come out there very often. One technique I know works really well out in a field where you plant, because a lot of people that want to use these are those that farm, they plant peas, corn, you name it, and many times they plant in that soft ground. As soon as they plant it, or a food plot for deer, as soon as they plant it, here comes the crow, scratch, 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 eat up all your seed. Doesn't take them long. This is a great deterrent for them. And what I do is I take a stick. I have actually some old fencing material, little stakes you put in the ground in metal, and I just bend them over. And I use them like it's a trap. And I poke it in the ground, lean it over, and then I'll hang him on the end like he's been hung. And so when the crows come by, they see this metal rod in there, and that crow is hung. And if you'll do several of those, you can have some other metal rods or whatever you want to use, sticks, whatever, arched over, and they'll think there's a trap by all of them. And so when they see that there's traps there, they decide to go to somebody else's cornfield and eat their corn. So that's the way kind of that this works to deter them. I've been asked before from deer hunters, well, won't this scare the deer away? I've got a lot of videos, and the answer is when they first come and they see it, they're going to be inquisitive of it. And all the videos that I've had, and I deer hunt a lot, I watch the deer that when they see it for the first time, because it wasn't there yesterday, and you know deer are very spooky about things that change overnight. But when they come, they see it, and then they kind of like start looking at it, and I've had them go right up to it, put their nose and sniff of it, I guess to see if it's real or not, because it's fooled them too. But as soon as they smell of it and they're like, okay, no harm, they go right back to eating. And after it's there a few days, they don't pay it any attention at all. I've got videos galore where they just go right by it. But the crows will definitely take notice of it and be afraid of it. So this is a great pest deterrent for crows. Again, don't try it for other birds, because I haven't heard that it was any success for them. But try this. They're not very expensive to try it, and you should have a lot of good success with it. And if you have any tips or anything you can bring back to us, videos or whatever, you're welcome to let us know. You can also paint it if you wanted to. If it stays out a lot and gets discolored, you're welcome to paint these things, because there's black is black just about. That's basically all a crow is a black bird. So if you have any questions about the bleeding crow, let us know, and we'll be happy to answer for you. Good luck.